I'm going to start off today by saying a massive, massive thank you to all of you. We reached 1,000 subscribers yesterday, which was it was almost surreal seeing it. I know it's not a massive number, but I've imagined kind of hopefully getting to that point eventually, many, many times in my life, because I tried doing this a couple times before, and just reaching it now, absolutely awesome. Thank you so much, and I'm really happy that you guys have something to tune into here. That you have this content that you can come here and learn something from it. I'm very happy to be providing it. I'm very happy to be just on this journey with you guys. So, thank you. And today we've got some, just as you guys voted, got some dynamic poses and a little bit of figure drawing. I almost didn't get to make this video because I had a lot of chores and stuff to do today around the house. So I'm still happy that I was able to sit down and get this going. Unfortunately, it will be a bit of a short one, but I think it will still be fun. Figure drawing is meant to be a little bit faster paced, from my experience at least. And yeah, we got the microphone back. They sent me a new one, thankfully. Hopefully this one doesn't mess up as the other one did. I can kind of hear a little bit of rattling, but I hope that won't be an issue during the videos. So let's just get straight into it. References are in the description as always, and grab your paper, grab your pencils, and let's just get on with it. So for today's practice session, we're going to be using the little custom-made Koh-i-Noor, just like before. The reason why I'm using a lead holder rather than a traditional mechanical pencil is because I want to use this very loosely today. It's meant to be figure drawing, so I don't want to spend too much time on each figure. That's generally how it goes. If any of you have ever done a live drawing class, what happens is the model comes in and then she or he will change their pose very often, and you have to kind of go ahead with the flow and try and make sure you keep up with all that's happening. So we're obviously not going to go that quickly, but this is going to be very rough, and to put some expectations through, I know it's not great to put expectations, but I don't expect these to look great. I'm more here for the pose and the position, and that's what we're trying to achieve here. So don't get caught up in the detail of these drawings as much as possible. But yeah, I've got some poses on Pinterest, and let's just get straight into it. I'm gonna have to set a timer for today because I don't want to keep this video too long. Let's do about 15 minutes. All right, and let's get started with this pose. And I'm gonna try and make them smaller just so I don't run out of space. Just as usual, we always tend to do that. The positioning of these might be a little bit harder than some of the other poses we've done before, but remember what I told you guys about the line of action. That's going to be very important here. This is my line of action, and this is my secondary line of action. So this is kind of what's going on in the pose, and more or less the energy I'm trying to go for. And what we're going to do is we're going to start filling in from there to create some shapes. Just as we always do, shapes are the way to do it. Shapes are the way that we're going to gain control of everything that we're trying to do, and just do some real basic stuff at the beginning. Let's not get too complicated. Let's not get carried away. I'm going to start placing in some more information, more or less where I want things to go. Just going to try and put these points in so I've got a perspective. Now I'm trying not to spend too much time here. And already, as you can see, this is becoming much bigger than it should be. I'm probably going to end up wasting space, but it's alright. We'll figure something out. This is a very strange pose, and you definitely wouldn't see a pose like this in a live drawing class because If there's a model that can stay in a pose like this for long enough, then damn, they are good at their job. Alright, so I've got some rough lines in, I'm just going to quickly erase them. This is actually going to still be rather slow compared to a traditional live drawing class. I'm still going to take my time a little bit with some of these things, but I'm just here to see what looks like what in this position. Like seeing what the nose, for example, looks like, or the lips, or how I'm supposed to be drawing the neck. The neck here is like we're seeing it from underneath, so I'm feeding my brain information for later use as much as possible because I want to know this stuff. I want to be able to recall this when I'm drawing something that I enjoy and that I just want to know next time, if I'm out in public or somewhere with my sketchbook, I want to be able to sort of go back to this drawing and remember it in my mind and be like, oh look, I can recall this at some point and just have it ready. Won't have to pull up a reference, which again, there's not really anything wrong with that. You can still choose to pull up a reference, but it's that visual library that we're just trying to develop. As a massive fan of King Jong-ji, I think it's very, very important to build up that library as much as we can. I think it's our greatest tool as an artist, is just having that at our disposal whenever we want. Alright. So, not to focus on too many details. I'm going to have to correct myself and remind myself from time to time. I do still rather get caught up in them, like we all do. We all want to spend as much time making something look perfect, but turns out that's not the way to do it. Detail is not the way to go. And it's strange because when I was a kid, I was often praised for just putting in a lot of detail into my work, which in itself is great, and like detail in your piece is important, but I never knew when to not add in detail. And that is, one, it's the harder thing to do, and two, it's the thing that really makes your work better. And it tends to be the case for a lot of things, especially when I was like in my little phase of making music and beats, which I was thinking the other day, I'd love to make one again. But when I was in that phase of my life, the one thing I kept hearing is what makes a good producer is being able to take away well rather than add. So you can always add stuff, but it's a lot harder to decide what you need to take away from the picture or take away from that particular beat to make it sound better, to make it hit harder, to make the drop more worth the wait. It's important stuff. Being able to take away is very important. It should almost be a lesson in itself in terms of art school. That's a kind of a little bit of a dream of mine, to one day be able to have an art school, or to have an art school one day. Teach people a little bit more of, I don't know if this is the right way to put it, like a philosophical way of approaching art. I don't know if that's the way to say it. But anyways, still getting carried away on too much detail. Gotta recall back. Because we are, how much? We've got 8 minutes left and we've not even done one pose. Look at that. Alright. Now the lower half. This one's a little bit like this. Trying to match what I see here as much as possible. He's got his legs bent like this, so his shoes at the bottom here, and then the leg here is also bent this way. Oh, accidentally hit my phone, as I always do. See, that's the problem. I love wearing hats, but it does not come in handy when I'm doing these videos, because I always knock the camera a little bit. trying to add some of these wrinkles and stuff going on with the pants. Does have a pretty sick looking belt on. But yeah, I would. It's actually kind of a bit of a dream of mine to teach people how to draw. But I myself know I need to be an absolute master at this to be able to teach people. And if any of you here has been watching for a while, you'll know that I talk about this being a good excuse for me to teach and to learn at the same time. And that's why I'm really happy to be doing this. I think it's just a great opportunity for myself. And I guess for the people watching, because there's 1,000 of you now tuning in. Well, 1,000 of you following this page, and I'm I'm unbelievably grateful for that. Thank you to all of you if you're still at this point of the video. Seeing that, I know it's just a number, and I'm gonna always keep it at, not let it get to me too much. But I'm just glad that what I'm making here is providing something. It's not just mindless consumption here. Where we're doing something, and that's ultimately what I'm trying to do. Is I'm trying to produce more, consume less. Now, I'm going to leave it at that because we're not going to do too many details, like I said. I'm just going to move up my paper here a little bit. So we've got this in the middle of the screen. Let's find the next pose that we're going to do. That's a cool pose. That is a cool one. Let's try this. I have a feeling it's not going to go extremely well, but if I tell myself it's not going to go extremely well, then guess what's going to happen? It's not going to go extremely well. It's all about mindset. And I'm going to try and ignore detail as much as I can. Not because I don't want this to look good or anything. It's just because I know what I want to get out of this, and I want to get these the poses and these positions out of this. So even stuff like the face, like I want to know, but I don't want to know too much. Already putting a little bit too much information on there. Okay, so not to forget, got that line of action. It's almost like this, more or less. And then we've got shoulders here, hips here. I'm gonna try and work with some triangles. Triangles are a great tool for artwork. They do actually give us a lot of information. Got the shoulder almost, I think that I've made the neck a little bit too thick, but shoulders here, the shoulders higher up because she is holding what seems to be a weapon, a stick. And this shoulder goes inwards here because the arm is in a very popular hero pose that you often see. And what would you look at? Screwed up that. That should be more like this. Alright. That's alright. We've got the eraser, which designers say not to do. I have a really cool book that I need to read. It's How to Draw by Scott Robertson. And he has some beautiful drawings, and I am starting to kind of remember my lessons from design where we were just never told to never erase because one, it does actually make your drawings look cooler when it comes to design. Like design drawings look a lot better when you're not erasing a bunch of stuff. But also erasing will remove your mistake, so you won't be able to see it. That's just a theory though, right? I believe that erasers were made for a reason, and it's awesome that we can use them, and more power to you. Do use your eraser. And if you watch these videos, you know I'm an advocate for that, because, well, erasers were made, and we have them as a fantastic tool that we can use. So do use them, in my opinion. But you should make that choice yourself. At the end of the day, it's just a tool, and I think even the fact that I'm talking about it and thinking about it is a waste of time, and it's trivial. So we shouldn't be focused on things like this. What we should be focused on is showing up and just doing the work that we need to be doing. It's that's what's going to get you forward. That's what's going to drive you. That's what's going to get you results. It's nothing else. I've been listening to an audiobook, Discipline is Destiny by Ryan Holiday. Very much recommend it, especially for artists. I think there's a lot for us to learn there. And discipline is something I know I've liked for most of my life. So being kind of on a track to learn more about it and trying to become a more disciplined human, I think a lot of benefits will come with that. And it's a fundamental thing for artists to learn too, you know, discipline, just making sure that you show up no matter how you feel, you know, art block appears, but you don't care, you have to show up. You're not supposed to act on how you feel, you're supposed to act on just doing your duty. So there's many times where I don't really want to be drawing, but I'm trying to make it a habit that on those days where I don't feel like I want to draw, especially those days where I should be drawing. And if we go about it like that, I think we'll make a lot more progress as artists. So, as you guys can see, I've made a hot mess here. I kind of got carried away talking, and I just focused on putting in rough lines. But like I mentioned, that's really what this is about. And lost my rubber there. That is ultimately what this whole practice is about, really. We're trying to just learn how to put these into like fruition on paper. And the more we do this, the detail will come on its own. We won't have to worry about that. But just doing this on its own like that is allowing our brain... Oh, there we go, that's 15 minutes over. Let's add another 10 minutes. Yeah, allowing ourselves to learn this and put this in our visual library is going to give us the ability to create more interesting drawings. You know, I have a problem. There's a thing in art called the same face. Is it the same face syndrome or same face disease? Something, I don't know. That's what they call it. It's basically when you as an artist just keep drawing the same face over and over again, and every character has the same face and same pose and all that. And I have that issue. Pretty much every character has the same face, every character has the same pose, every one of them is facing a left, and it's just a head, basically. So, yeah, I have that issue, and this is the type of stuff you want to be practicing to get past an issue like that. Because this is what's going to, again, going back to the visual library, is what's going to develop it, and it's what's going to give you the ability to draw something else when you want to. This skull is not gonna look the greatest, I understand, but it's alright. Let's do that. We're not focusing on the skull here, we're focusing on the pose and the person. Once again, all the references you will find in the description below. They are under the Pinterest link. You'll find them all on there. I figured Pinterest is going to be the easiest way to put all these together. Add a couple shadows here and there. Speaking of, I believe I'm going to try and do the shadows video after this, because I remember that was one of the topics you guys wanted to see, so I'll definitely be doing that after this. There's many ways. Shadows, by shadows I mean shading, because there's multiple ways of shading. So I figured, actually, it will even be a good thing to sort of go over the ways before going into the theory. I know it's a bit unorthodox, but I figured you might as well choose the way you want to shade before you go ahead and start learning it. So I'm hoping this looks alright. You guys can't see the bottom here, but this model is actually standing on like a box, so it does have a bit of a weirder angle. And have the hand coming inwards, which, there we go. So, that's a good one. I'm happy with that one. I usually screw up poses like this, but it worked out today. Just gonna fill this in with the dark. Got a couple darker shadows here which we can fill in as well, just so we get a little bit more like perspective building in this image. This, like her hand, is almost completely dark because it's behind here. There's obviously a shadow being built from here, so this bit's a bit darker. As well as this. This here is darker. Oh, the screen went off again. I have actually upped the limit on that, so it doesn't turn off as frequently. But it does still pop off from time to time. Mainly because I don't want the screens to be on all the time. I figured it's better I leave them on for things like this rather than having to go out and change this thing every time I go and make a video. I'm someone who's trying to embrace discomfort, but convenience when filming is very, very good. That's why this Bluetooth microphone was very much missed when I had to send it off. Alright, well, before I ruin this, I'm gonna just add some hair quickly in the back. Alright, we've added that. Let's move over again to over here. Just so we have a bit. I'm going to switch pencils real quick, just so I have a sharper point. Okay, being lazy, don't want to sharpen the other pencil. And how much time will we have left? We have 4 minutes, so let's do a quick one here. There's this guy running, which looked awesome, and I'm going to try and do this guy very, very fast. I'm going to use this once again to give myself an advantage in terms of information that I need. Actually, his face is technically like this. So it's top-down view and line of action. So we've kind of got this sort of thing going on here. Because he's running. Guess he's playing football or something. Alright. Let's see. To make this look great, I'm going to start adding in my shapes. I'm going to do the triangle again. So you can see triangles are great. Great for art. I haven't even used triangles before in my art that much, so it's good that I kind of started to. I'm almost trying to just build the outside shape, and my Mac is gonna die in a minute. That's a good thing it's coming to an end, because I would have run out of battery, and that would have been goodbye for the references. So, how is he doing this? He's got his leg like this, which you guys obviously can't see, because yeah. There we go. It's a little bit better. And his leg is behind Yeah. His massive shoulders going to be showing up over here. His arm going backwards, which is our line of action. And this arm going forwards, but then coming back in because he is sprinting. Cool. Alright, so we have some rough lines in. Let's try and go in here. How much time we got? We're racing against the clock here. 2 minutes 45. We're not going to get much done in that time. But that's alright. Let's just try and go as fast as possible. We're going to challenge ourselves here. We've got the neck. Now I've got the chest being separated down the middle. Then we got the trapeze, whatever it's called, trapeze or trapezium, whatever, that muscle, the neck muscle that everyone loves. Then his arms are coming in here, hands are open, wide. But I'm not gonna take the time to put in the hand. I'm kind of just focused on the structure that we're creating here. Tricep, bicep connecting in. Okay, I kind of lost that there. And then we're gonna go in with the body. Close it off here. A little bit of the abdominals. Gonna do this for the face. This was a very quick sketch, so if you guys get any better results, do let me know. I had to kind of rush this one. But that being said, I'm not too bad for like a very quick attempt here. We're still within time. And like the shoe does a weird thing when you're running. Go, fill this bit in, fill this. Might even get time to like work in the fingers. Hold on. Oh. Surely that's been 2 minutes, right? That's 17 seconds. Oh man. Got the muscles like mixing in here. And then still adding in these muscles, not forgetting. Got some strands of these going over here. And that's it. That's time. Alright. Not too bad. Not too bad for like rushing this one. Let's get a little overview of this quickly. I'm just going to take these pencils down so I don't drop them or anything. Just move this up. And here's our overview of what we managed to get done in that little session. I'll see you guys back at the desk. So I reckon that went pretty well for a quick session, but don't forget that that's kind of the essence of a figure drawing / poses thing. There's some great websites. Just reminded myself. There's some really great websites that you can use for figure drawing. I'm gonna link those in the I'm gonna link those in the description below. I think they're really great for practice. They allow you to put timers on them, so you have like 30 seconds per pose to draw it, because that's really the whole thing with these. You have to capture the essence of the pose, the dynamic. I think there's no other word for dynamic. I don't know. Like the dynamic pose, you have to capture that whole thing using things like the line of action and all of that. Even what we did here was rather slow. We would usually not get that much time on each pose, but I still think it went really well. And yeah, to finish up, again, just a massive thank you for tuning in. I'm very grateful, and I'm going to be grateful for a very long time, always. But also, I want to let you guys know that the live stream that I keep mentioning, it's all being planned, all being created. I will put all the details out. Just need to find a good day to do it. But it's just going to be titled the 1000 subscriber live stream. If we enjoy it, I might do it more often. I've always thought this was a good thing to do for live streams, but yeah, look forward to that. And that's it. That's about it. See ya.